Well, we do. Should we? Good morning. Welcome to our special meeting of the Board of Directors, which is basically our meeting to review the budget. I'd like to call this meeting to order. We do have a quorum, just barely, because a number of our directors are on vacation. So we have a quorum, and is the media present? Yes, I see you back there. And do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I so move.
Okay, all right, so it is approved. All right, Chair remark, yeah, yes? You know, I have a very challenging time with this electronic stuff because I always try to go faster than the electronics.
We'll endeavor to catch up with you in the
You
future.
know, when we used to have DOS, I used to keep pushing the button and it just would make it explode. Okay, so the motion passed. So do we have to vote on this, Chuck?
I went ahead and voted for it.
Okay, thank you. All right, so the next thing is chair remarks. I would be surprised today if after Betty gives her presentation, if we have a lot of questions by the board, because, not saying that you shouldn't have questions, because the board was very involved in this entire budget process. And we drove Betty crazy before this meeting with questions, trying to really put our input into the presentation. We thank you, Betty, and your staff for your hard work. We thank you, Brad, for your patience in trying to help us when we were trying to drive you crazy. And we're looking forward to your presentation. Thank you.
Well, I'll just jump in here. Again, thank you, Honorable Madam President, members of the board, members of the community. This is a culmination of a fairly elaborate and inclusive process where a number of board members, staff members, members of the community, advisors have weighed in along various steps of this process, whether it be on landscaping or maintenance or some other operational activity. We have had plenty of input and a lot of discussion and a lot of good participation, and I just want to thank the board for your involvement as well as my staff, and particularly finance staff, but also departmental staff as well. The directors and their administrative people have put a lot of effort into this. I think you have seen probably some of the presentations. We did GRF on Wednesday where we talked about a lot of the staffing and other issues. I thought I'd just touch on that a bit because it definitely affects mutual finances. This year, the primary emphasis in our staffing augmentations was in resident services, compliance, and maintenance. And those are the kinds of programs that financially tend to fall upon the mutuals because those positions and programs are there to serve you. And so you have said those are your highest priorities, and so we have responded to that and targeted those three areas for additional resources. I think when you look at what you're doing financially, particularly in the programs area and your reserve funding, you're hitting those exact areas with dry rot and building programs, with waistline remediation, copper pipe. I mean, you go right down the list. There are significant investments by this board in this major building infrastructure issues, and I think that that is very responsible and something that's been needed for a long time. I know we've been kind of moving up towards it, but hitting my mic. The investments this year are very significant, and I know actually we have current year programs that are significant as well, but we're doing more again for next year. So it's very exciting to be a part of this, to look at these problems that have been around for a long time and then to be able to participate in resolving them, even though many of them will take years and years to get to the bottom. It is important that we take these big steps now and your board has provided that leadership, not just for Third, but really for the community in terms of making major investments in our aging buildings and infrastructure. So I think it's a good time to be here, and I'm excited about it. And I'd just like to have Betty go through some of the slides here. And I might, the slide before you right now is really, as we're building this budget, you know, we try to obviously determine where your priorities lie. And I think these are the four that we identified, and really not just for the Third board, but really for all the boards, as, wow, yeah, let's get the customer service squared away. Let's get more efficient. There's a lot of investments that we need to make, and if we can do things better, we can shift some of those resources to those higher priority investments. I shared a little bit with United yesterday. We're looking at our paving program, and we think there's some efficiencies we can glean there. And your board could decide to take some of those savings and put them into maybe concrete, which is something that hasn't been invested in very heavily. So those are the kinds of things that we're looking at, as well as operational efficiencies that just free up resources. For example, if we're deploying maintenance workers in the field in a more efficient manner, maybe we don't need as many, or maybe our response times get better. So all those things work together. And then, of course, the investment in technology, but most importantly, are the manner and community investments, where we're looking at things that perhaps have been neglected for years or decades, and stepping to the plate, whether it be a clubhouse or a manor or a waistline, and making those investments, knowing that they will save money down the road, because we perhaps won't be responding to quite so many water intrusion events because we made them. So, yes, Bert.
I just had one question. Your first principle is prioritize direct customer service. Well, I guess this really touches all these areas. So are you stressing better efficiencies, or are we also talking about manpower?
Well, I think they're both. Most of our systems are fairly inefficient, and so they require a lot more manpower to get the job done. My hope is, as we streamline some of that, that we'll need fewer people and be able to take those resources and move them into other areas. And that goes, there's a lot of different areas there. For example, I'll just take landscape supervisors, for example, which are essentially a mutual program. Those guys spend a lot of time going back and forth to the office because they weren't enabled in the field. So we put iPads in their hands, and they're telling us that they're getting about 20% more efficiency out of their time, not having to run back and forth to the office, not having to handwrite, say, nursery orders, or being able to show residents in the field pictures of the kinds of materials they want to put in front of their manor, so you're not putting something in and have them say, oh, I hate that, take it out. And so all that, and that's a very small example, but there are many, many more very similar. And I think one of the ones that I like the best is putting smartphones in the hands of our leads and supervisors in plumbing, electrical, et cetera, so that when a resident calls here and says, hey, so-and-so is supposed to be here at 3 and they're not here yet, that we can track them down and have them contact the resident directly and make those kind of arrangements, kind of like tracking your UPS package. We really haven't had that capability because our field services aren't optimized for mobile. And so we're in the process of changing that so we can track things down and people down and communicate more directly in the field with residents. So all those sorts of things, yeah, they're more efficient, they provide better customer service, but doesn't necessarily mean we need more people in a particular area. I think for Third, because you've prioritized things like dry rot and waistline, we have added additional carpenters and plumbing staff because that is such a priority, and because actually both mutuals have dramatically increased their investment in those areas. Now, in United, they also have some investments in electric panels that they want to make, and so we've added, electricians over there. So we're looking at what programs that you want to do, at what level, and then looking at, again, a lot of it's contracted out, what's not, we got to back up with our own staff. So anyway, really, really pleased with the significant investments that you've chosen to make, and we look forward to delivering that stuff to you and our residents in a very efficient and friendly manner. So with that, I'll let Betty's going to jump into the numbers. Oh, okay.
We really appreciate what you're trying to do for customer service, and all of the directors, I believe, are getting fewer emails because we used to be inundated with emails. And now if we get emails, we just respond right back and say, we're sending this to the attention of our general manager, and it works very well. So thank you. I think another thing, though, is I know from what bothers Third, and I know that you're working on changing that, is when a department would say, we didn't get something done because we're short-staffed. And I know that you're addressing that in your staffing, because it's very difficult to be in some of the meetings, and I won't say which ones, where they say that we hear, we're not doing this because we're short-staffed, because that is not an answer to the community. So I know that you're addressing that. We also, I know you're adding M&C staff because of all of our needs, and also staff to supervise and work on better on the garden villas, which have been many years, these 3-story buildings that are just sort of out there. And we said, gosh, we need a super. They're like a department building. So I know that you're addressing that. So that's all great. And I think the last thing which you mentioned when you talked to United, and we talked about it on Monday, now that you will have time to say, why are we doing this? Because I see them slurry seal the streets all the time. And meanwhile, the sidewalk is cracked all over. So you actually said that day, you said, I have to look at this and say, why are we doing that so often, and so taking the money and using it in another way? So I think it's great that that's another thing that probably on your budget, you're re-looking at a lot of the things that we have been doing in the past, and that's a great thing for all of us, for Third and for United. And the other thing is we are trying to work very hard with United as the other housing mutual. We're always saying to Juanita, what are you working on? What are you doing? Which might drive you crazy, but it's a good thing for the community. So that's great. So thank you very much, Brad.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Betty.
All right, good morning. And we're going to move through the slides that show the results of all these meetings that the board's been having and reviewing the budgets. And I don't have control of it yet, so I'm going to ask Cheryl to just use your mouse and click once on this presentation, and then I should get it. There we go. So your 2018 business plan has 2 components. We have a third portion that's specific to the mutual based on where you live and those services and operating expenses and reserve programs that are specific to Third. And then we add to that your share of the GRF assessment to get a total bottom line. So this slide here is just showing the business plan dollars in total. You have $1.1 million in revenue that comes from fees, fines, and chargeable services, those items that we're able to offset your expenses without putting them in the assessment. And then on the line 2 there, you see your total operating expenses of $19,607,000. Then we have a $13 million budget for your reserve contributions. We'll talk about these in more detail later in the presentation, but this does include required reserves as well as your disaster fund and contingency funds. So that brings your total mutual assessment to $31,475,000. That increase over prior year is less than 1%. So you can see there the effort that the board has made to bring in a responsible budget while controlling costs, yet meeting the needs of all your services.
I think it's really important to point out that that's really a flat budget, but you've increased funding for these major programs. So that's what we're looking for.
To that, we add your GRF contribution is $14,539,000. That covers both their operating and reserve expenditures. And so your total basic assessment or business plan is about $46 million. So bottom line, that's up 1.5%. and that represents a basic assessment of about $628 for each unit. So I'm going to go through line by line, just briefly let you know where we ended with these budgets. This is starting with revenues. You have a line item called fees and charges to residents, and this is expecting a higher revenue next year because the rate for your service charges has been increased. The board has gone through and looked at the areas where some of the fees and charges haven't kept up with the rising costs over the years and have made some adjustments in those charges so that the costs are being offset by the member who's incurring the service or the penalty. And then also in miscellaneous revenue, you have things like lease processing fees, resale processing fees, late fees, your electric vehicle plug-in fee, and you've heard much about all of these over the months this year as the board went through review of those. We've included more revenue next year to reflect those higher rates.
In my excitement to have you speak, I didn't ask the members if they had any comments. So is there anyone who is dying to run up to have their comments made? We're getting out of order here, but no? Okay, all right, go ahead, Betty. Thank you. I have not neglected our community.
Okay, so we're moving on to expenses now. Sure.
I noticed in 2015, on the previous slide, not this one, yeah, we took in 664,000, and now we're taking in 581, which is an increase. How come it was so high in 2015?
So that's just a change in the categories. So we have realigned some of the revenues with our new system, our new chart of accounts. And so I think you're seeing there, it's just, this is miscellaneous. This is everything that didn't fall into another category. And so just a different collection of numbers there. All right, moving on to expenses. Employee compensation is a budget of $6,511,000. This is including planned wage adjustments. Your union contract does allow for a 2.5% increase for union employees, and we use that same assumption for non-union. Also, the staffing increases that we reviewed in detail at the GRF meeting, your portion of that is reflected here for the staffing levels that are supporting your mutual programs, including resident services, the call center, and maintenance operations. In maintenance operations, the focus there was on some of your union workers and coordinators in permits and alterations and so forth. Expenses related to compensation is a budget of $2,823,000. This increase is also following those higher wages and added positions. These are the required taxes and insurances that are associated with all the payroll dollars and including employee benefits such as medical and dental. Materials and supplies is a budget of $741,000. This is just slightly lower from prior year due to fewer direct materials for plumbing service requests. This next slide shows a collection of the utilities here: electricity, sewer, water, and trash. Your electricity budget is showing a decrease as directed by the board due to completion of your solar system. We do not yet have sufficient data to accurately predict what your electricity costs will be next year now that you're fully operational in these new solar systems, but there were some estimates made, and this is a budget that the board felt comfortable with to achieve a little more savings compared to your prior years. Also, the trash budget changed a little bit. That went up. We had an incorrect assumption in 2017 on the trash. The frequency of pickups for the recycle bins was higher than what we had budgeted for. So we've adjusted that in the budget. And we'll watch this closely next year because Bruce Hartley and his staff have been working closely to look at the invoices and discuss any discrepancies with the city per that franchise agreement versus the billing and the services that are provided.
Actually, Cheryl has been bird dogging that particular effort. And there are a number of services that you're entitled to, your members are entitled to, including trash enclosure, cleanup, that sort of thing. And so we'll be getting that shortly.
Yeah, I have comments to make on the water budget. I just want to let all the rest know that previously I feel that the water budget was some sort of mystery. But after talking to Betty, I understand better. I want to share that information with everyone. Really, how we budget the water, the way Betty did it, or finance group did it, is that they take previous year, 4 years, average out as the new budget value. However, they reasonably they put previous 2 years to weight a little bit heavier, weight is 3, and previous third, fourth year weight is 1. Although, is that reasonable? Well, we can change it to say 1 to 2, 1 to 4, but that's the way we budget it. Now, we keep the flat. There's 3 reasons we are on the conservative side to keep the flat. One reason is we have Gate 9, the El Toro Water gonna hopefully complete the recycled water pipes installation sometime starting this year and ending sometime maybe September-ish. So potentially, if we have recycled water, we're not gonna have any tier 3, tier 4 penalized water bill once we have a recycled water. So that potentially can save money. And also, we have this pilot soil sensor project, and that will, but sometime next year, we'll get the result, potential also save water. And third reason, of course, is we we're convert the regular grass to ground covers. That, again, can potentially a little bit save money. And the last reason, of course, is because El Toro Water. You remember starting 2 years ago, because of a drought. So El Toro Water, imply 1, is penalized by any time you exceeding your usage, and 2, they reduce the amount of irrigation water to, in fact, 2 years ago it was 50%. Now, last year was 75%. Now it's back to 100%. So, but they switched sometime this year, or actually May. So therefore, next year we'll have always 100%. Therefore, that was the fourth reason we're not going to increase our usage of water. Although now this month, June, we spend more irrigation water because we want to make sure our plants, grass looking good. But that's okay. So for those all reasons, we keep the flat still on the conservative side. Thank you.
All right, as James mentioned, we do have zero-based budgeting for those utilities, and so we look at all the components and details to project that. All right, the next category is legal fees. This is a contingency budget that does vary from year to year with your actual expenditures, and the board has estimated a budget of $290,000 for next year.
Are you going to talk about that at all, or are you just going to make us be like wild and crazy?
No, I can talk about it. Okay, I mean, obviously, the board has taken a very strong interest in a number of compliance issues, very complicated, difficult ones, like people who have little kids living in the village, people running homeless shelters, people doing all kinds of things that they shouldn't be doing here. And so we have aggressively enforced our rules, oftentimes at the behest of the neighbors, actually almost every time, to please, rid our building or our cul-de-sac of this nuisance, and that costs money. And I don't think it's something that will go on in perpetuity. I think at some point people get the message that the third board is intolerant of folks who violate their rules and disrupt our community. And I applaud you for enforcing those rules.
Yes, Bert?
I just wanted to add a little bit to that. We're spending more for legal, but we're getting really good results. We're very happy with what's been happening. We've had 3 long-range problems here that have really played havoc with the board and with our residents, and we've been able to clear all three of them up this year.
And we've been able to clean them up without having to go to court, which has been incredible. I mean, it would be like pretty close. And we actually have had another one which had to do with an M&C issue, which has been taken care of, so that was another fourth one. So we are being aggressive to the extent that we have to work very closely with compliance and with security, and they're doing a wonderful job to not terror. In some buildings, people were actually being terrorized by a person, and they stop us. Actually, I've been stopped and thanked and said, "We didn't think you would ever get this particular person out, and we thank you so much." So I think that that's incredible. So that costs money. We are working on a way, though, where we can, if we get settled with anyone, that they reimburse us for legal fees. So we're working with Betty on that to make sure that that would go back. And the other thing that was in there, which is why it was more, is because we know that we have to address some major issues in our bylaws and CC&Rs, and that would require legal help in working on that. So that was also in there. So we could hopefully get the money back from the lawsuits, but we know we have to spend some money in there. So it's just a budget that we have. Thank you. Thank you, Brad. Oh, excuse me. Yes, Annette?
We're also collecting delinquencies and other monies, which will offset the increased legal fees.
Well, wherever it goes, it'll help us.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
All right, the next slide is showing professional fees, a budget of $157,000. There is an increase here due to the need for more engineering consulting services that are required for city permits, especially when you get into some big dry rot type projects. Equipment rental is a budget of $14,000, and there's an increase there from current year primarily to the rental of lifts for carpentry services. They use these for balcony and patio work. Outside services, the budget here is a collection of many different line items throughout all the departments. It's a total budget of about $1.4 million, and your major categories are fumigation, roof repairs, gutter cleaning, and then your other miscellaneous repairs by outside services. We have a small repairs and maintenance budget. We'll look at combining this with the previous line in future budgets. I'm not sure why this one is broken out separately, but it's a small amount for just some basically tool repairs throughout the organization. And other operating, anything that didn't fall into one of those other categories is shown here. And the increase in this budget is primarily to reflect the higher contractual changes that were made for the uniform contract. We did go with a new vendor, which is saving quite a bit of money, but then we had some adjustments that were needed for requirements in the field. Insurance is a budget of $459,000. The major categories here are general liability, directors and officers, and we're going to be reviewing your insurance program in detail at the August 23rd JIRA Finance meeting. So we're going to talk about the comprehensive insurance programs for all the corporations, and the broker will be here to answer any questions you have and also let you know what he's seeing as we head into renewals for October 1st this year. What you're seeing in this reduced budget is the effect of the renewals last year. So we negotiated for better fees with the broker, and the broker was able to go out and get better rates on some of your insurance policies. And so you're benefiting from that as we move into next year's budget. Also, property insurance here is on a separate line. This is just for property. And these premiums are showing an increase here because we added earthquake insurance. The third board recently went with an earthquake policy in the amount of about $170,000 a year. However, the cost of that is partially offset by savings that we've been seeing in the property insurance program, the non-earthquake side of it, and also this increase of $170,000 was specifically offset by a reduction in your reserve contributions, which we'll see in a minute. Uncollectible accounts is a line item we include. This is a contingency or a provision for unpaid assessments or chargeable services that end up being written off. And we have a very aggressive collection policy that is followed, and legal counsel works with us to make sure that all remedies are taken to collect those monies. But in the event that something is eventually uncollectible, this is the line item where you see it in your income statement for write-offs. Allocated expenses is a collection of those items that are from support departments. We have these interdepartmental allocations where a support department like HR or IT will allocate out to the operation areas, and your share of those costs as they're allocated between GRF United and Third are reflected on this line item. Moving into reserves, you can see here that you have 4 categories of reserve contributions. Now, this is the money going into reserve, not the expenditures coming out. The boards have spent several meetings going through the details of the planned reserve expenditures, component by component, looking at the life and the condition of those programs and what's expected over the next 30 years. And so these are the contributions going into the reserve to fund those programs. And with replacement fund, you're contributing $9,885,000 for next year. That's no change. That's $135 per man or per month going into your replacement fund. And this is for your programs such as roofs and asphalt and water lines and waste lines and so forth. You do have a specific elevator replacement fund, and that is showing the no change in the budget. That is an assessment of $5 per man or per month. And all the major components of those elevators are projected for either renovation or replacement at the end of their useful lives. The disaster fund, you're contributing $2 million, $27.70, and this is money that is specifically earmarked by the board for any kind of unexpected expenditure that meets the definition of a disaster. So it could be a water issue that's uninsured, it could be land movement, it could be earthquake, it could be a drainage issue. So this disaster fund also pays for all those expenses that would be covered by insurance but are under the $10,000 deductible. And so you do spend about $1 million a year on those restoration repairs that fall below your insurance deductible out of this fund. And then the last one, the unappropriated expenditures fund, is a pure contingency. Rather than having a line item in your operating budget for contingency, you put the money aside into a fund, and it accumulates over time so that when something unexpected happens, that not a disaster, but a program or an expenditure that wasn't considered in your operating budget, this is the fund that can help supplement that. There's no restriction on the unappropriated expenditures fund. It can be used for operating or reserve type programs. I'm going to show you here on this slide what the outlook is for your replacement fund. We are required by Civil Code to prepare a 30-year plan, and so the board looks at all the planned expenditures over the next 30 years for each of the programs, and then we put together a funding plan to make sure the assessments are keeping up with those required expenditures, and then that you have a reserve balance that is substantial enough for the board to consider that they've met all their requirements for expenditures and also have a buffer. And right now the board has that minimum threshold of 7.2 million. So the target is not to go down to 7.2 million, but the other way to look at this is considering all your expenditures and the assessments going into reserve, you want to make sure that you never have a year where you go below that threshold. And that threshold could be as low as 0. The board has currently set it at $7.2 million because you wouldn't ever want to be, that risky and go all the way down to 0 in your funds. And you can see here that there's some gradual increases in the reserve in future years, but your current level, $135, is sufficient to meet this year and next year's planned expenditures. And then we think the reserve contribution might be able to drop a little bit after that. We'll see. We do update the reserve plan every year, and those components do change based on what you're seeing in your operations. This is just a visual representation of that projected ending fund balance in your reserve is the green line, and it does build up and get spent. That's the purpose of a reserve, is to be able to handle fluctuating expenditures without having such an impact on your monthly assessment. And so you put money aside in a reserve, so it's there when eventual replacement is needed. And then that baseline of $7 million is shown there as a red dotted line, just to show that you're always staying above that threshold. Similarly, your elevator reserve is a required fund for replacements. Your minimum threshold here is only $600,000, and you can see that you stay above that threshold after considering all your planned replacements and renovations. Same thing with the laundry reserve. You do have a separate fund for your laundry equipment. That contribution is $2 per man per month and is unchanged for 2018. And this is the visual representation of your 30-year reserves plan for that fund. That concludes the formal part of our presentation. Be happy to circle back to any of these items for questions or comment.
I have a question for Chuck. If somebody wants to be able to look at this online, where would they go?
We would go to the existing community website, put a link right on the front page, only if this is approved, of course.
Well, but it's not going to be approved until September, correct? Like when we vote in September.
Well, they can access these materials
Well, that's-
through Team Up, which is available through our website. All the backup materials for this meeting are
So
included
they
there.
have to go through Team Up? Isn't it because?
It's a link on our website.
There's a link on our website, so they can go through a link on our website to find this, because some people might, want to look at the whole thing. So,
Once it's approved.
no, it doesn't have to be approved.
No,
It's
these
part-
materials are already on the website
The-
right now.
It's on it as part of the agenda. I'm basically
Yes.
how it.
The full agenda is there.
Their full
Yes, full agenda's there,
Except for this last magical page.
right.
Do people know about Team Up? Maybe we should-
Well, we don't call it Team Up there, it just says View Board Agendas, I think.
What does it say?
I don't know the exact wording.
It just
but
says agenda. And
Agendas.
if you click on the link that says agenda, it opens up this PDF file, which is the full package.
Yes.
On our website.
Which Chuck is going to, I think, unveil our new website. It is at the town hall that's coming up next week, which will be much more user-friendly.
Good.
And so there, I think on there, they'll be able to go through Granicus and not only see the backup materials, but watch the recorded video of the meeting as well.
So to go back to, thank you, Brett, to go back to Betty's question, this is your opportunity, dear board members, to ask any questions or make any comments. Is that what you were asking for, Betty? Okay, yes, Susie.
I'd like to have some more specifics as to numbers of staff that you intend to hire for the next year and what areas they'll be in. Brad mentioned a couple of areas, but I know it's not totally locked in stone, but we had some numbers floating around, and I'd kind of like to nail it down a little more.
Yeah, I want to say that the total amount of new staff is around 16.
As
And
opposed to 26.
yes,
Well, it's
18,
not-
I'm sorry, 18. I've
Is
18.
it, no, is it 18, remember, you remove 10 people from staff because lifeguards are not considered on staff anymore.
Right.
So you technically are not adding 18, because that would be adding 28.
No, we netted those out. So that
So-
is after deducting those.
So then you really have 26 more
No,
people.
no. The reverse of that. It's 18.
18.
It's 9. The net change
Okay,
is,
that's what.
it's
see,
just under 9 staff
He's not
years.
doing this net change, which I caught him on, so it's technically 9. All right, so. got it.
I mean, it's
That's
8.
Keep
Well-
that 16.
Well, that's how many bodies it is technically. I mean, because you've got about 8 or 9 in resident services and 7 or 8 in
M&C?
in M&C, and in very specific categories that Ernesto has identified. Chris has identified specific positions, but I really don't know how she'll use them when the new arrangement is in place, because it's going to be a very different operation. I think what we did for her is kind of analyze how much temporary help and overtime that she's using to fill up as the program's evolving, and we kind of backed into how many positions that would require to avoid doing that. When we move, say, security dispatch over here and some of the other things, my anticipation is there would be a savings there.
So these are potential hires, they haven't been hired.
They won't be hired until January.
Well, but M&C is already working on getting people.
He's got some current vacancies, and then if they can find offsets elsewhere and they can really demonstrate that a position is needed, I'll usually let them go ahead
Yeah.
and do that. For example, the moisture intrusion manager that we wanted really wasn't a budgeted position, but we found some savings elsewhere, and it was deemed to be really of the highest priority.
Right, which should say.
Maybe the very highest priority in the entire village. If I had to, when somebody's out of their manor, it ought to be our highest priority to get them back in.
Correct. And I know that it's going to help us a lot in watching how much has been being spent on water intrusion, both for Third or the community, but also for the residents when they have to pay for their water intrusion. So I know that's going to help a lot.
I had met with, just for your board's information, with Velney earlier this week. We met Monday, and then I met with her, I think, on Wednesday, and she's preparing something for your MNC on how she plans to do a much better job monitoring dry down services and restoration services. So she's got a plan she wants to share with you.
That's excellent.
And Susie, just real quick, the staffing report was issued with the GRF agenda for Wednesday's meeting, so I'll put another copy in your box to make sure you have that, and it shows the information.
Just in case we threw it
details.
away.
Yeah.
Okay, anybody else? Yes, James?
Brad, I understand that the union's contract is due to be renewed in sometime next year,
It's the end of 18.
end of it.
End of 18. We currently have some negotiations ongoing about a couple-year extension, and I've asked for a few things, which they've tentatively said, yeah, I think we might be able to do that. And so actually, I was talking to our attorney this morning, who's sending the amendment over there to get some feedback.
Yeah, because well, as a landscape, we really like to see a little more detail. For example, as I understand, we're kind of hands tight in certain way. For example, the union workers we cannot use them to do extra hours or some limitations.
Oh, yeah, no, we've been working overtime on the weekends for the last couple of weekends to catch up on
But
some
there's
of the shrub bed
something
maintenance.
else, we're not allowed to
Now, I
do
know-
for union workers.
Probably talking out of school, but it's never stopped me before. If you were looking at something that makes sense that you'd want to contract out in landscaping, which is really what we're talking about with them a lot.
Yeah.
It might be something like slope maintenance, because of all the new requirements for fall protection and all that. It really is, all the training and that you have to do. It might be more efficient just to contract with somebody who just does that sort of thing on a regular basis, and all their people are already trained, and they just come in and maintain the slopes, and then our guys don't do that. So those are the kinds of things that we're thinking about and talking about with the union.
Yeah, well, I just thought about it. Now, I knew, right now, if we ask the union workers to work overtime, okay, that's fine. But if we feel that we want to hire extra temporary workers to help us speed up, say, catching up, now we are not allowed to do that. So hopefully, no.
Yeah, well, we've done a little bit of it. I mean, I think what you have to talk to them and tell them, hey, we're recruiting. Bring the people over here. Let's talk. And so we've done some of that.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm hoping we
Right.
can improve
Yes.
after the renewed contract, because as it is now, the main thing, I feel very strongly are bothered because we have some catching up to do, trimming. Now, that leave a lot of the new residents, relative new residents says, hey, your landscape just simply don't do the right thing. That's not exactly right. It's just that we only fall behind. And we didn't do, supposed, due date, say every 2 months. And that leave a lot of a wrong impression.
Right.
Landscape is simply no good. See, that's where I want to negotiate a new contract so that anytime we want to catch up, we can catch up much quickly, both over time and higher temporaries.
Well, our landscaping here has a lot of seasonal variability.
Yeah.
And so sometimes in the dead of summer, particularly when it's very humid, you get a lot more shrub growth than you normally would if it was just hotter than heck. Usually when it's hot, plants will grow less so they can conserve water, but with the humidity, they really take off. And so we've had a pretty good growth this year, and overall plant health and tree health looks really good compared to where it did, a year or two ago in the midst of the drought. So, no, I agree. I think we have to be able to respond to change conditions in our landscape environment and to be able to react and be flexible. I agree.
Betty, we've discussed these high maintenance expenditures by program many, many times, but there's something that caught my eye that I don't remember discussing it, and if we have, I apologize. And that's the janitorial is up 19%. And I don't remember why that was.
Yeah, there's a couple things going on there, but the biggest one is things like carport cleaning and parking structure cleaning, and some of the garden villa cleaning was in landscape before, so we moved it out of landscape and put it into custodial.
We moved it over. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. I apologize.
Don't you worry, John, we're watching that janitorial expense.
Well, I know
like-
that's got more
like-
scrutiny than just about anything
like
in the whole budget.
mad, like a mad woman, because we're still waiting for some credits, because a lot of the new stuff didn't start yet. So we never leave Betty nor Brad alone on that, so thank you for worrying about it.
I am kind of proud of that, the way we've handled that, because I think having one department responsible for all of that stuff makes it much easier. I think we had on the Garden Villas maybe three different departments doing something over there, and it was hard to figure out who was responsible for which activity. So by just having Bruce and his team do the bulk of that, I think it's going to be much better for the residents and certainly better for supervision.
There used to be something in the past, and Lynn Jarrett is here, and she knows it. If somebody complained about how their building was being cleaned, what they used to do is just take that person and switch it to another building. And it was true. And it would be like, oh my God. And I know that Bruce is doing a really good job. I have not heard that once from anyone about, that somebody wasn't doing their job and then they saw them somewhere else. So he's really diligently trying to work with these people. And they're much, I see them, because they clean once a week, they're friendlier, they say good morning. Which is a lot of new stuff for those people who are out in the streets, dealing with, seeing the workers. So thank you for that, Brad.
And I'm very excited about the enclosure and the chute cleaning. I don't know if those chutes have ever been cleaned. Well, they're gonna get cleaned rather routinely.
And the room where the trash, or the place where the trash has been cleaned, never.
Well, those are gonna get it twice a year.
Because I've been asking. And the good thing, this trash company at least doesn't leave garbage in the street. The other ones, when they would dump it, they would just leave it. They're pretty good about that.
So Bruce, there's a drain in the trash enclosure room. And so, Bruce is a pretty bright guy. He said, before I start cleaning anything, since it doesn't look like things have been cleaned much, maybe I should check to see if these drains work. Most of them were completely clogged, and so he's gone through with Ernesto, and they've not personally, but their staffs are getting those drains ready for the kind of service that we've promised.
So no other questions? Does that, wait a minute.
Well, I have
Eddie.
Take it.
I mean, like,
shouldn't be a total loss. I want to know where this whole, sorry, I didn't press my request to speak button.
That's all right.
I just did. Nothing's happened.
No, it shows on your screen. It's okay.
Okay. I want to know where this whole rodent and insecticide program is, because I still get complaints from the residents, and I'm not sure, we talked about in the past that it would be given to either maintenance or landscaping, and I'm not sure that that's been done. Do we have a real program to take care of this? Because I feel it's an ongoing problem. In fact, just the other day, I found a dead rat in the middle of our cul-de-sac. But I want to say I called security, and they thanked me for reporting it. And I was very impressed with that.
Yeah, we have a program, and we've been tinkering with it a little bit, but the biggest element is for outdoor rodent activity, which is mostly what we have. A lot of fruit trees out there, you know, a lot of people put dog and cat food outside, and it attracts a lot of rodents. And so that program is run by landscaping, and they come and they put the traps and the poison out and all that sort of thing to handle the outside. On occasion, people will call about maybe a rodent in the attic or rodents on the roof and that sort of thing. And so typically what happens, there's maintenance goes out and seals the building off. Now, what they're doing as part of your Prior to Paint program now is they're including an inspection for various areas of possible intrusion and sealing those up as well as part of the Prior to Paint. And then we have some kind of specialty stuff that occurs, which has been more common recently, such as bed bugs and that sort of thing. Now, that's typically a member obligation, but we've had a couple of those incidents. And luckily, they've been treated quickly and rather successfully. We had one that drug out a little bit where the board was involved, which you're well aware of. But that seems to be a growing concern and probably worth revisiting our approach to that. But generally speaking, that's a member responsibility. And we typically would hear about it because usually of the laundry room, something's happened in the laundry room, it's been transferred to another member, and then now you've got maybe more than one unit that's involved. And so it can, and sometimes does, evolve into a compliance issue. And so where we're, compelling folks to treat their manor if we have an idea that they're the source of some vector that's affecting the building. So, and oftentimes we bring in Newport Exterminating as well when, for example, we treat for ants and for other things as well, but on occasion, you get a very bad situation and we bring in somebody like Newport and really have them give it the once over. So I think we had one area, and I think it was actually a sewer problem that was causing it, but there was a roach problem, and so we brought Newport in on that, and they just took care of the whole area.
Can I make a comment first?
Sure.
I would, James wants to make a comment, but I would like to thank the board for their hard work. If it wasn't for all of you, we wouldn't have had a successful year, such a good year so far. And thank you very much, Bill. He is still our king of the solar, and he did such a great job and it's all connected. So thank you, Bill. And we're almost ready to adjourn this as soon as James makes his comment.
We'll make it very short. Well, for all those good work, all the staff, especially the Brad Hudson, our CEO, and we appreciate that very much. It's much better than the previous CEO. Now, for that reason, I recently, yesterday, I heard some bizarre rumor. I want to hear from your own mouth. That's not true. In other words, there's some sort of email going on says, well, Brad Hudson is thinking about resign. I want to hear from you, since you're so excited. I don't think that's the case, but I want to hear from your own
No,
mouth.
that, you can file that into the same category where we put Gate 4's closing. Gate 4's not closing, and I'm not resigning, so there you
Good.
go.
I want to hear, all the rest of them to hear that. Thank you so much.
Maybe we should put it in the April Fool's edition.
Okay?
Our leader calls that fake news.
Yeah. In any case, thank you all very much, and this meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
Do we get a